I'm Anil Kumar, and here is another question on number patterns. The question is, create two different patterns that start with 1 and 4. Write pattern rule for each of your patterns, right? So you need to create two different patterns starting with 1, 4, and then you need to write pattern rule for each of your pattern, right? So you can pause the video, answer the question, and then look into my suggestion. So let's write down patterns first. One of the patterns starting with 1 and 4 could be to get from 1 to 4, what are you doing? You add 3. So we can continue adding 3 to this. If I add 3, I get 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. 10 plus 3 is 13. 13 plus 3 is 16, and likewise you can continue. So this becomes one of the patterns. Now what could be other pattern starting at 1 and 4? The other pattern could be a repeating pattern. You can just repeat 1 and 4. You get the idea, right? So you can just repeat 1 and 4 and you get a repeating pattern. So that is how you can create different patterns starting with 1 and 4, right? Now let's go to the second part. So we have done the first one. Now second one is write pattern rule for each of your patterns. So let's write down the pattern rule for this. So what is the rule here? Rule in this case is start at 1, and then what do we do? Add 3 each time. So that is how pattern continues. Now rule for the second one will be, this is a repeating pattern. So we can say, we can write start at, right? So or you can say repeat core group. 1, 4, right? So whenever we say core group, we identify what repeats. Now 1 and 4 repeats, correct? So that becomes core group. So we could say repeat core group 1, 4. It means it'll be like 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, and so on, correct? So that is how you can easily describe the repeating pattern, right? So repeat core group 1, 4. That means you start at 4, 1, and then you add 4, and then 1, 4, 1, 4. Likewise, you can do it, right? I hope that helps you to answer such questions. Thank you, and all the best.